I am currently the president of the UofC Campus Community Garden Club. Yeah, so as president, I look after lots of admin tasks in the club itself. I help to make sure that the garden space itself is kept clean and workable during the growing season. We actively encourage, people of all skill levels, all knowledge levels, because I would say the most important part of a community garden is the community aspect. Yeah, we're a bunch of people who are really passionate about what we do, and we're super, super excited to share what we know and also learn from each other and learn from the plants and animals and insects that we work with as well. So yeah, no experience required. We welcome everybody. I believe the first garden was set up kind of in the early 2000s, and it was in a different location, obviously entirely different people, and it had some success. And then 5 years ago, we had to move from that original location. The garden club has kind of been this kind of ephemeral thing until the Office of Sustainability kind of stepped in and helped to preserve some of that like institutional memory and some of the history there, and make sure that the garden can keep going into the future. Not a lot of students actually know that we have a garden, and part of that is because it is like on the far west side of campus, like past the res buildings, past a parking lot, and kind of like there's like an aspen forest that was set up like maybe 10 years ago for some ecology research. It's just like a small park area beside like the heating plant and the res buildings, and the garden is kind of like nestled in beside that forest there. Tons and tons of stuff. It is mostly food gardening. There are a number of individual plots where students and faculty and people who live around the university can basically grow whatever they want. And so we have people growing like pumpkins and kale and squash and tomatoes and just like the whole suite of vegetables. We also have an herb spiral. And then we also have a couple of wildflower patches as well to kind of encourage bees and other pollinators to come hang out with us. So you can become a member through Clubhub. In order to actually rent a plot every spring around like end of March, beginning of April, the Office of Sustainability will open plot applications for that upcoming growing season. So anyone can be a member of the club, but there's a bit of a process if you wanted to have your own individual plot to work with. But that being said, there are a number of like community spaces and communal spaces that you can work on even if you don't have your own individual plot. And I would say that is where most of our membership kind of exists around. Membership is free, make it as accessible as we can. Yeah, so that is another thing that we're wanting to focus on a little bit more this semester to prepare for that permaculture project that we're hopefully going to get going in the spring. We're going to have like permaculture workshops with an Indigenous-led permaculture cooperative in Calgary called Foodscape. We're going to have some practitioners there come in and do some workshops. We're starting the process of reaching out to other clubs and seeing if they want to like come help out in the garden, whether that's for the permaculture project or just to like hang out and maybe harvest some vegetables and things like that. Yeah, I'd say most of our events are during the actual growing season. Of course, that's when most gardening happens. But there is a lot of like knowledge sharing and learning and education that can happen during the winter months. So that's kind of what we're focusing on now. And we are hoping to get as many people who are interested out as possible to like learn how to do permaculture and like actually get their hands dirty in the soil, helping plant things and helping get the space ready.